We discussed today the first year syllabus and first chapter, Introduction to Botany. In Introduction to Botany, we all know botany deals with plants, and human beings depend on plants for all the three basic necessities: food, shelter and clothing. If these many things, for all the three basic necessities, human beings are depending, there is a lot of scope, development and many other things we have to discuss in botany. How this botany name came? Bous means cattle. Bous skin means the components eaten by cattle. Bous skin gradually converted into botany, and botany finally became botany. There are so many discoveries went on botany, but the discoveries which are taken place in the past 20 centuries or in the past 20 years is maximum when compared with previous years. So, human beings depend on the plants for food, shelter and clothing. Botany is a very important science which deals with all the three basic necessities. Botany also deals with so many aspects like scope of botany, development of botany, origin of various plants, branches of botany and many other things. Then how the botany term came into existence. The basic branches in botany are the basic branch is morphology. This morphology led to taxonomy. Morphology is study of various aspects in plants. Taxonomy means study of classification of plants. Gradually, so many branches came into existence. Physics and chemistry involved in botany, resulting in the development of two branches: biophysics, biochemistry. Then, slowly, DNA recombinant technology came into existence, and in this DNA recombinant technology a new branch, very applied branch came into existence called genetic engineering. Genetic engineering made popular by tissue culture. Tissue culture made the genetic engineering a very popular science. Like this, so many branches came in botany, and ultimately botany has become a very popular science. Previously, plants and animals are together studied as biology, but as the science progressed and population increased day by day, biology is divided into botany and zoology. Botany dealt only with the study of plants, zoology deal with the study of animals. So many things came into existence. In the ancient times, plants are classified based on their economic importance or other aspects. For example, crop plants and other things are preserved in the form of hieroglyphics by Assyrians and Egyptians. Assyrians and Egyptians preserved the plants in the form of hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics are nothing but pictures. Then Atharvana Veda is a science or is a epic which deal with many medicinal plants. Atharvana Veda deal with many medicinal plants. Chinese are the people who proposed several cultivating methods. Very famous scientist or very famous man by name Parashara. Parashara was popularly regarded as father of Indian botany. He wrote two popular books. One is Krishi Parashara, the other is Vriksha Ayurveda. Krishi Parashara, Vriksha Ayurveda. Krishi Parashara is said to be the oldest book on agriculture, and it also deals with some weeds. Vriksha Ayurveda deals with different types of forests. It also deals with some medicinal plants and other things. Medicinal plants and other things. So very popular books written by father of botany in India, Parashara. One is Krishi Parashara, the other is Vriksha Ayurveda. Like this, science started progressing. Greek philosophers like Aristotle, Plato, Theophrastus, and many other people made a botany into a separate science. Particularly Theophrastus was very popularly regarded as father of botany. Wrote a book called De Historia Plantarum. This is the book written by Theophrastus, father of botany. Father of Indian botany, Parashara. Father of botany, Theophrastus. This book deals with around external and internal characters of 500 plants. Many characters of plants. Then science slowly progressed and it has become a popular concept. In 16th and 17th centuries, 16th and 17th centuries are popularly called as period of Renaissance in botany. Period of Renaissance in botany means several aspects came into existence in this branch and this period. D.L. Obel, Brunfels, and many other people are known in this period. They studied about medicinal plants, and all those medicinal plants are published or written in the form of special books called herbals. That's why this 16th and 17th century is also called as period of herbalis, very popularly known as period of herbalis. Now, in this period, there is a scientist or very popular man by name Gaspard Bohin. Gaspard Bohin is a taxonomist of period of herbalis. He was the first scientist to propose binomial nomenclature. First scientist to propose binomial nomenclature was this man. Then he was the person who explained about the identification and description of about 6,000 plants. About 6,000 plants. Now, this is 16th century. 16th century is very popularly known as period of Renaissance in botany. This period is also known as period of herbalis because medicinal plants are given maximum importance, and in this period of herbalis the books written are popularly known as herbals. Then 17th century. 17th century is known for the development of astronomy and physical sciences. Compound microscope was invented in this period by Jensen. Then a very famous man, Nehemiah Grew and Malfizi, gave foundation to anatomy in this period. Then sexual reproduction or sexuality in plants was explained by Camerarius. So compound microscope by Jensen and Jensen, foundation to anatomy by Grew and Malfizi, Camerarius sexual differentiation or sexuality in plants during 17th century. Then 18th century is known for development of taxonomy and physiology. The very famous taxonomist Linnaeus was very popularly known as father of taxonomy, belongs to this period. Father of taxonomy belongs to this period. He popularized the system of binomial nomenclature. He popularized the concept of binomial nomenclature. He also wrote two very popular books. One is Species plantarum, the other is Systema naturae. Then this period is also known for very popular physiologists. For example, Stephen Hales. Stephen Hales was popularly regarded as father of plant physiology. Father of plant physiology. He was the scientist who proposed the concept of root pressure, and he was the scientist who proposed that water is always transported through xylem along with mineral nutrients. Then Joseph Priestley. Joseph Priestley was the scientist who proposed that plants purify the atmosphere. How? By absorbing carbon dioxide and by releasing oxygen. Then a scientist by name Ingenhousz proposed that plants purify the atmosphere only in the presence of sunlight. That means when sunlight is there, plants take carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. Then 19th century. 19th century is known for many scientists. For example, Charles Darwin, who proposed evolution, Gregor Johann Mendel, who explained about genetics and laws of genetics. Then there are people like Edward Buchner, who proposed the concept of zymase enzyme, and many people. Then 20th century. 20th century is known for still more popular scientists. For example, Sutton and Boveri proposed chromosomal theory of inheritance. Then J.B. Sumner isolated urease enzyme in a pure crystalline form. Then Hole proposed the genetic code concept. Then Hargobind Khorana, H.G. Khorana proposed about or discovered the artificial synthesis of zinc. And Nolan Ruska discovered electron microscope. Stephen and so many people like Sir Hans Krebs proposed about the Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. Then Kelvin Benson proposed about the C3 cycle or dark reaction in plants. So many tissue culture, Maheshwari, Nish, Guha and many other people explained about tissue culture, and P.K.K. Nair, Vishnu Mitre and so many people explained about paleontology and other things. This is the science of botany or whatever happened in the botany in the many previous years. Now coming to the development. Without plants there is no life. There are many plants. There are plants which give cereals, rice, maize. There are plants which give millets. Cereals means rice, maize, jowar and many other things. Millets means bajra and other things. There are plants which give pulses. Pulses means red gram, Bengal gram and other components belonging to the family Fabaceae. There are plants which give oils. There are plants which give essential oils. There are plants which give condiments. There are plants which give spices. So like this, there are plants which give fibers, jute, Carchorus capsularis, then Crotalaria, sun hemp. Many fibers are given by plants. And there are some plants which are very important medicinally. That means medicinal property containing plants. Then there are some plants which are popularly called biodiesel plants. Biodiesel plants, the best example is Jatropha. Jatropha is a biodiesel plant. There are some algal members called chlorella which are used in space experiments. Then there are some plants like spirulina. There are some plants like chlorella and many other plants which forms a special source of SCP. That means single cell proteins. There are some plants, fungi like penicillium, which gives rise to a wonder drug called penicillin. A special fungi called penicillium which gives a wonder drug called penicillin. So many plants are there which gives lot of economic importance. Then coming to the branches, there are so many branches in botany. For example, morphology. Morphology deals with external characters of plant. It may be external morphology like root, stem and leaves. There may be internal morphology. Internal morphology is divided into two types: anatomy, histology. Anatomy deals with organization of internal tissues. Histology deals with only tissues. Anatomy means internal organization of tissues. Then many branches like taxonomy deals with development or arrangement or three aspects: identification, nomenclature, and classification of plants. Identification, nomenclature, and classification of plants. And there are some branches like cytology. Cytology means study of each and every aspect about cell. Embryology, study of the development of pollen grain, development of embryo sac, development of zygote, zygote developing into embryo, and embryo giving rise to new plants, all comes under embryology. There are some branches like plant physiology. Plant physiology deals with various physiological aspects in plants. Then genetics. Genetics deals with heredity and variations. Genetics deals with heredity and variations. Father of genetics, G.J. Mendel. Then there is paleobotany. Paleobotany is nothing but study of fossil plants. Paleobotany is nothing but study of fossil plants. Study of fossil plant is useful to know the course of evolution in plants. How a plant is evolved is known by paleobotany. Very famous Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleobotany is located at Lucknow. Very popular Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleobotany is located at Lucknow. Then plant pathology. Plant pathology deals with study of cause, control, spread, and many other aspects about diseases. Then so many branches like this, and there are some basic branches like phycology. Phycology means study of algae. Algae are also called autotrophic thallophytes. So study of autotrophic thallophytes is phycology. Then mycology. Mycology is study of fungi. Fungi are also called heterotrophic thallophytes. So study of heterotrophic thallophytes is mycology. Then bryology. Bryology is study of bryophytes. Bryophytes are very popularly called amphibians of plant kingdom. Why they are called amphibians of plant kingdom? Because they completely depend on water for fertilization. For total fertilization, bryophytes totally depend on water for fertilization. That's why they are called amphibians of plant kingdom. It is also called study of mosses and liverworts. Then pteridology. Study of pteridophytes. Pteridophytes are first successful land plants which are developed vascular tissues for the first time. That's why these are very popularly called vascular cryptogams. Vascular cryptogams. Then microbiology. Microbiology study deals with these organisms which are visible only under microscope. That means algae, fungi, bryophytes, bacteria. Algae, fungi, bacteria, virus, and protozoans are studied in microbiology. Then bacteriology, study of bacteria. Virology, study of virus. There is a science by name lichenology. Lichenology is the study of lichens. Lichen is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi. So a autotrophic thallophyte, a heterotrophic thallophyte combinedly form lichens. Algae provides photosynthesis or assimilation of food. Fungi helps in reproduction and protection. Fungi provides reproduction and protection. The algal member is popularly called phycobiont and fungal member is popularly called mycobiont. Lichens can grow anywhere on the rocks or anywhere and starts vegetation. That's why lichens are very popularly called pioneers of plant succession. Wherever you go, wherever rocky areas or whatever it may be, lichens will easily grow. So this is about branches of botany. Now coming to the last aspect in introduction, classification of plant kingdom. After the branches, the last aspect in unit 1. First is various ancient times, present day, 16th, 17th century, 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, 20th century and many other things. Then after that we discussed how the plants are useful in day-to-day life. Then we discussed what are the branches in botany. Now classification. Plants are broadly classified into two categories. One is cryptogams, the other is phanerogams. Cryptogams means non-flowering plants. Here flower formation is completely absent. Phanerogams means flowering plants. Definitely flower, fruit and seed. Fruit may not form, but seeds are definitely formed. Cryptogams are divided into three major divisions: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta. Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Thallophyta is divided into two groups, algae and fungi. Algae is autotrophic thallophyte, fungi is heterotrophic thallophyte. For algae, example is Spirogyra. For fungi, the example is Rhizopus. Then bryophytes. Previously I told they are amphibians of plant kingdom. These bryophytes are example Funaria, Markantia and many other examples. Pteridophytes, vascular cryptogams, example Selaginella, Equisetum, Pteris, etc. Pteridophytes, for the first time they have developed vascular tissues, that's why they are very popularly known as vascular cryptogams. Now flowering plants. Flowering plants, phanerogams, are divided into only one division, that is spermatophyta. The spermatophyta is divided into two subdivisions. One is gymnosperms, the other is angiosperms. Gymnosperms means here ovary is absent, only ovules are present. That's why in this only seeds are formed, fruits are not formed. Only seeds are formed, fruits are not formed. Angiosperms, every ovary, ovule, everything is present, so fruits are formed which encloses seeds. Encloses seeds. This is divided into two classes. One is dicots, the other is monocots. Dicots means two cotyledons, monocot means one cotyledon. This is two cotyledons, this is one cotyledon. Example Datura and many plants. Example rice, maize and many plants. So this is classification of plant kingdom. Classification of plant kingdom. Plants are broadly classified into cryptogams and phanerogams. Cryptogams are non-flowering plants. Phanerogams are flowering plants. Cryptogams are divided into two major divisions: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta. In Thallophyta, the plant body is a thallus. Thallus means undifferentiated plant body without root, stem and leaf. It is divided into algae and fungi. Algae are autotrophic thallophytes because they are green in color, perform photosynthesis. Fungi are heterotrophic thallophytes. They cannot synthesize food material because they are non-green. Rhizopus, Spirogyra. Bryophytes are dominant stage is gametophyte. They are not that successful land plants, but the first group of plants which came to land. Example Funaria, and these completely depend on water for fertilization. That's why they are popularly called amphibians of plant kingdom. Funaria, Markantia and many plants. Pteridophytes are the first vascular cryptogams. For the first time xylem and phloem are formed in pteridophytes. Selaginella, Equisetum, Pteris. Phanerogams are flowering plants which are divided into only one division, that is spermatophyta. Spermatophyta includes gymnosperms, angiosperms. Gymnosperms means Ovary is absent, only ovules are present, that's why only seeds are formed, no question of formation of fruits. And gymnosperm itself means naked seeds. Gymno means naked, sperms means seeds. Angiosperms itself means hidden seeds. Why seeds are hidden? Because fruits are formed. Ovary is present, fruits are formed, and seeds are enclosed within the fruits. Angiosperms are divided into dicots and monocots. Dicot means 2 cotyledons, monocot means 1 cotyledon. Datura, maize. Maize comes under, rice and maize comes under monocots. Datura and many other plants comes under dicots. Now, this is the unit 1 chapter where each and every chapter we discuss. Now we discuss some questions. Some questions regarding unit 1. The first question is, the functions of cell organelles can be understood by using the following technique. 4 options are given: chromatography, X-ray diffraction, microchemical test, ultracentrifugation. But the answer is microchemical test, because that is the test which is widely used to test various functions of different cell organelles. X-ray diffraction is separating, chromatography is separation, ultracentrifugation is also separation, but studying is microchemical test. Next, question number 2. New branches of science developed biology in relation to physics and chemistry are 4th option: 1, 2, 3. Biophysics, biochemistry, and molecular biology. Genetics deals with some other aspects, not with physics and chemistry. So after discovery of physics and chemistry, new branches that came into existence are biophysics, biochemistry, and molecular biology. Next, third question. The author of Krishi Parasharam is also the author of, just now I discussed, Parashara wrote 2 books. One is Krishi Parasharam, the other is Vriksha Ayurveda. Samaveda, Atharvana Veda, Yajurveda are epics. So Vriksha Ayurveda is the answer, where author of Krishi Parasharam. Who is the author of Krishi Parasharam? Parashara. He also wrote another book called Vriksha Ayurveda. So answer will be 3. Next. Who laid the foundation for anatomy by describing the plant tissues? Just now I explained. Nehemiah Grew and Malfizi. Because Robert Hooke and Robert Brown are known for cell biology. Robert Hooke discovered cell, Robert Brown discovered nucleus. Nolan Ruska are known for electron microscope. Bentham and Hooker are taxonomists who proposed natural system of classification. So the answer is Nehemiah Grew and Malfizi. Next. Sexual reproduction in plants was described by, just now I told, Camerarius. Because Linnaeus is a taxonomist, Fuchs is a herbalist, Gaspard de Bohin belongs to the period of herbalists but explained about taxonomy, proposed the binomial nomenclature system. So answer is Camerarius. Next. The role of chromosomes in heredity was explained by Sutton and Boveri. That is called chromosomal theory of inheritance. Watson and Crick known for double helical model for DNA. Franklin Conrad known for artificial explanation or structure of RNA, or RNA is the genetic material. Nolan Ruska, just now I told, electron microscope. So the answer is Sutton and Boveri. Next. Swedish botanist who was responsible for the development of taxonomy. Answer is Swedish botanist who is responsible for taxonomy ante Linnaeus. Answer is popularized the concept of binomial nomenclature and proposed the sexual system of classification, because Swedish botanist development of taxonomy was Linnaeus. So second answer. Next. Plant physiologist who showed that water is conducted through xylem. Just now I told Stephen Hell's father of plant physiology. He was a scientist who also demonstrated the concept of root pressure. Enzyme zymase was Edward Buchner. Presence of auxin was F.W. Wendt. Discovered citric acid cycle was Calvin and Benson. Next. Assertion. Green plants absorb toxic gases and release pure gas. Green plant parts of the plant absorb carbon dioxide, and first option. The answer is first option, because A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Next. Answer. Study the following concepts. Citric acid cycle is by Hans Krebs. Laws of inheritance by Mendel. Mutations by Hugo de Vries. Phylogenetic classification proposed by Takhtajan. So for this tabular form, the answer is first option. First option will be the answer. Then, which of the following is a biofertilizer? Chlorella, Rhizobium, Azolla and Nostoc. Azolla, Nostoc, Rhizobium, all the 3 are biofertilizers. So answer is 2, 3 and 4. Biofertilizers you all know. They are added to the soil and they increase the fertility of the soil. Next. Organism associated with lichen, algae and fungi. Algae is called phycobiont, fungi is called mycobiont. Algae helps in photosynthesis, fungi helps in protection and reproduction. Next, for this plant taxonomist, Endlicher, plant breeder, MS Swaminathan, plant physiologist, Emerson, and palynologist, CGK Ramanujan. Answer is first option. The first option will be the answer. Then, the course of evolution of plants can be understood by the study of, just now I told, paleobotany. The course of evolution is always studied by paleobotany because study of fossil plants is paleobotany. Father of, I told, Birbal Sahni's Institute of Paleobotany is located at Lucknow. Next, assertion, spirulina and chlorella are good source of proteins and vitamins. Proteins and vitamins are abundant in algae. For this, answer is A is correct but R is false because proteins and vitamins are not that abundantly found in algae. But whereas assertion A, spirulina and chlorella are the good source of proteins and vitamin is correct, proteins and vitamins are abundant in algae is wrong. So, answer will be A is true but R is false. Next, match the following. Biodiesel plant, just now I told, Jatropha. Biodiesel plant is Jatropha. Medicinal plant is Arnica. Medicinal plant is Arnica. Single cell protein is Chlorella. And biofertilizer is Azolla. Answer is 3. 5, 3, 2, 1. Next, mycology is the study of. Mycology is study of heterotrophic thallophytes. That means non-chlorophyllous heterotrophic thallophytes. They are not green in color. That's why they are non-chlorophyllous heterotrophic thallophytes is the study of fungi or nothing but study of fungi, which is also called as mycology. Next, Vishnumitre Sunirmal Chanda contributed for the development of branch of botany which deals with Vishnumitre, Sunirmal Chanda, CGK Ramanujan, Woodhouse, many other people studied about pollen grains. In this, study of fossil plants is paleobotany. Study of process of fertilization, there is no branch. Geographical distribution of plants is phytogeography. Study of microspores is nothing but study of pollen grains, which is palynology. So, Vishnumitre and Sunirmal Chanda are known for the study of palynology, that is study of microspores. Then, phanerogams without ovary but fruit. Without ovary and fruit. Phanerogams, just now I told, flowering plants, they don't have ovary, so definitely they don't have fruit. So, definitely answer is gymnosperms because dicots and monocots comes under angiosperms. So, gymnosperms is the answer for phanerogams without ovary and fruits. Now, coming to the next question. Pteridology is the study of. Pteridology is study of pteridophytes. Study of pteridophytes means just now first land plants are bryophytes. They are not that successful, but first land plants. First autotrophic plants are algae. First steroid plants are phanerogams. Now coming to first vascular plants, that means vascular cryptogams is the study of pteridophytes or pteridology. So these are the important questions regarding Unit 1. Unit 1 is classification of plants, branches of botany, development, scope and other aspects of botany. So many things we discussed. You can expect 1 or 2 bits from EAMCET, and some of the important around 20 questions I have given in this. I hope you all are understood this chapter. Read well this chapter. Tomorrow we discuss another chapter.